So I'm probably going to make like 2 or 3 videos talking about Dan Garcia and Keith Thurman. But in this video, I kind of wanted to, further explain why I'm going to be rooting for Dan Garcia in this upcoming matchup. Because the thing is, I want people on my channel to understand something. I wouldn't be mad if Keith Thurman won this fight. I actually like Keith Thurman a lot. If you've ever seen like an interview of his, like how could you not? Like he's a very intelligent guy. He's got a great personality, and I love him. He's like there's no reason to hate him. I don't hate Keith Thurman at all. I don't. I've always respected the guy. I've always liked him, and I definitely think that he has the tools to go down as one of the greatest welterweights in history. I firmly believe that. But the thing about Danny Garcia and the reason why I want him to win so much, and I've mentioned this in other videos before, but I want to just kind of focus on that here. I feel like Danny Garcia never gets the credit that he deserves. I was watching an interview on the Showtime interview. I think they called it like the reveal or something like that with this guy named Mark something. I'll link it down below. But it was just funny. Like, it's funny how Danny Garcia was pretty much echoing the same things that I've said. So it's like, of course he feels it. The guy's always the underdog. He's undervalued. He's never gained the credit that he deserves. And it's funny because a lot of YouTube channels before this fight was even announced, a lot of big channels, channels that even I respect, they were calling Danny Garcia a bum, a glorified bum, despite all of the things that he has done in this, for boxing, despite all of the people that he's beaten. And the truth is, when you objectively look at it, Danny Garcia, for his age, has one of the best resumes in boxing. All right, as far as like the young talent goes, he's definitely up there, and it's ridiculous how much this guy has just been disrespected. And so now, finally, after he's finally announced that he's going to be facing Keith Thurman this weekend, after this fight has finally been agreed upon, now those same channels that discredited him and talked down about what he's done in his career and all that stuff, they're turning around and saying, oh yeah, Danny Garcia, he's a real champ, he's a good fighter, he's a great fighter. They're turning around and doing that only because Danny Garcia is about to face their favorite fighter, and they know that their favorite fighter is going to win, but they want to make sure they push Danny Garcia up to the heights, just because they know that Danny Garcia is pretty much being fed to wolves. I might have just revealed something by saying that. Yes, I do think that from the naked eye, I do actually feel that Keith Thurman is the better boxer. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that Keith Thurman. Not only do I like Keith Thurman a lot, but I actually do think that he has more skills. I think that he has the tools to defeat Dan Garcia on any given Sunday. Like, if I were to go with just my brain, just from what I've seen both of these guys do in the ring. Keith Thurman, the footwork, he has some pretty decent hand speed. Even though Dan Garcia is a great counter puncher, Keith Thurman is also a pretty decent counter puncher, and I think he has more power. Keith Thurman, he definitely, from what I've seen both of these guys do, from just the naked eye, I do feel that Keith Thurman is the better boxer. However, I'm going to be rooting. My heart is going to be with Danny Garcia because I am so it sucks because now that he's finally starting to get the respect and appreciation that he deserves, kind of, but only because he's going to fight people's favorite fighter. That it's like the same thing happened with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Everybody would just talk shit. This is also on both sides. People would talk down on Manny Pacquiao. People would talk down on Floyd Mayweather because they're a fan of the other person. But then finally, when they announced that they're about to fight, all of a sudden, all the fans are agreeing, like, yeah, he's a good fighter. But the thing is, back then, before this fight was announced, for a good period of time, not no one, but hardly anyone was giving Dan Garcia that credit. And so I'm going to continue riding with Dan Garcia. Win or lose, Dan Garcia's got my respect. Win or lose. But if he beats if Dan Garcia beats Keith Thurman, I'm not gonna be criticizing that guy anymore. I'm not because of how many times how disrespected this man has been in the sport of boxing. In fact, if he beats Keith Thurman, what I want to see Dan Garcia do next is just collect that money. Errol Spence, great fighter. I'd love to see a undisputed champion, but I don't give a fuck. That's not the first fight I want to see. Now I want to see Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. I want to see Danny Garcia and Floyd Mayweather. That's what I want. I want Danny Garcia to start reaping the rewards of his hard work, because he's one of the hardest working welterweights in the welterweight division right now. He's one of the hardest working fighters in boxing today. As far as the young talent goes. All right, Dan Garcia, I love the guy. I love Keith Thurman too, but between the two, Dan Garcia has not been treated with the respect that he deserves, and it does irritate me, and that's why I'm going to be rooting for him in this fight. I think that Dan Garcia has an excellent chance to beat Keith Thurman. Yes, I do think that Keith Thurman has better tools in his toolbox, but from what I've seen from Dan Garcia, I think that he can pull an upset on anybody, and he's done that on several occasions. So that's my thoughts. These are the reason why I am going to be rooting for Dan Garcia. I'm a